Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply, Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, HTS Productions, Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, thanks for joining us for episode 13 of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, season 5. On this episode, we will have check day 10 in Mississippi, which is actually the final day on that Mississippi trip. And we'll have a trap line tip slash answering a question at the kind of in the same scenario. So I'm going to get to that actually before we get started. This time of year, in fact, I just had a phone call pertaining to this, and a lot of it is due just because there's snow on the ground and people can see what's going on, but they're saying the coyotes are walking by their sets. And I think the thing to remember on that is, number one, that's happening other times of the year as well. You just may not be fully aware of it because of the weather. You're not seeing tracks, or it's dry out, or whatever. The other thing is, it is a common issue in December and early January for coyotes. It's after the dispersal, after the family groups have dispersed, and they're just kind of hanging out. They really don't have a home range established. They are just kind of trying to figure out what to do. Then this time of year, then you also factor in the breeding season of coyotes. So that's obviously on their mind. So at this point, the breeding season is starting. The establishment of the home range of coyotes is starting. So you're up against that. Instinctively, those coyotes, that's where they're at in terms of their focus, and then you're trying to catch them in a trap. Certainly, coyotes are caught this time of year in traps and seasons in. So, but you do have to kind of put up with the challenge of that to attract coyotes. Certainly, with the cold weather, which we typically have, January, February trapping. The stronger smelling lures, the ones that contain skunk, like long distance, that type of lure, are all lures that you definitely want to use because cold air suppresses smell, and also and you just need it to reach out. So that even if it warms up slightly and you're putting your lure on the ground's still very, very cold. So it's a good idea to use lures that got quite a bit of smell to them. The other thing about this time of year, because they are in their establishment of their home range, and also because it is breeding season, so their territories are certainly more important than they were back in December. It's a good time of year to use a gland lure, and maybe flat sets or a urine post type set with appropriate gland lure, coyote gland lure, and some coyote urine, and maybe not even use a bait. So if you made a flat set or a urine post set with that combination, gland lure, urine, and then maybe 10 yards away, put in a dirt hole, so you got a couple options going. That's something that you can definitely use to get through this time of year and help pick up those coyotes that are establishing their territories, and then in that breeding season frame of mind. So all of us face this time of year. Like I said, it's a common problem. And between the issues of the territory, the home range establishment, and the breeding season, and then also just the awareness on the part of the trapper that probably because there's snow on the ground, he's seen the coyotes walk by and not show interest in his set. So you just got to work through it, and it will come together. But that's kind of what's behind trapping this time of year. Hope you enjoyed the episode. All right, check day 10. This morning, 4 o'clock, woke up to thunderstorms going through, and they've just kind of been going through every half hour or so. A wave of rain and thunderstorms, kind of this weather of the south, I guess. It doesn't really matter what trip we're on, we're always going to run into some kind of weather, especially when you're on a 10, 11 day stretch. So the weather's been beautiful overall. The only thing is, pulling traps in the weather, in bad weather, is just absolutely, it's no fun. You can drive by them and check them when it's like this, but then to add the dimension of pulling traps, it's another, it's no fun. So anyways, we'll see what happened. We should have had a pretty good night, clear up until, the weather didn't affect anything till probably 4 o'clock. So typically they were saying that down here, and I know at home too, when it rains like that and you've got rain coming through, usually it's a pretty good evening. So we'll see if that materializes. Anyways, we'll gotta get traps pulled and start heading for home. Hopefully some places we can get into. It rained quite a bit, so hopefully the creeks aren't flooded so much that we can't drive through the whatever you call them, those bridges, that there's no bridge there through the creek. Anyways, we'll keep you posted. This is going to be the story of the day right here.
Flooded.
Flooded. Dirt hole ponds. Trapping in the south. At home, this would be snow. Snow and ice. This is how Lee gets his disposable steaks out, right here.
Usually.
All right, check day 10. Been pretty slow morning, dealing with mud and rain and flooded creeks and all that. Fortunately, this south end that we're on down here didn't hardly get any rain. Maybe just a dust settling sprinkles, about it. So caught a coon and Lee connected with
Gray fox.
You want to tell us about?
We right here on another one of them gravel roads, and it was a good clear cut behind us. The predators like to hunt the edge of this clear cut, looking for rats and mice and rabbits, and we had to set right on side of the edge of it and connect with this gray.
Dirt hole.
Dirt hole. Top dog and long distance.
Top dog strikes again. Here we are pulling traps on the line. Charlie just got a message on his phone. There's a tornado watch here in Mississippi. So we better get moving, right?
We better get moving, yeah. Head north to where it's snowing and the roads are shut down because of ice.
Great.
That's just wonderful. Lee had these otter sets along this lake right here. And they have definitely paid off. When we were setting dirt holes and he was setting otter sets, we could have been setting otter sets.
Whopped him.
That's awesome. And a 162.
And a 220.
220? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. This is my third one here on this lake in a couple days.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're looking forward. We got a few more. Stay tuned. Whopped him.
And it's raining hard now.
Yeah, Justin and I are sitting in the truck. All right, end of the day, check day 10, pulling traps. We've had everything from flooded creeks to buried conibears below the flooded water to mud roads to tornado watch to tornado warning. Our phones keep going off. Emergency alert and all this kind of stuff. But anyways, so we're finally done. Pulled the last trap. Not a great day, but not a bad day. Ended up catching, I think, 2 coons, 3 or 4 possums, gray fox, and Lee pulled an otter out of his hat. So that was pretty cool. So
Yep.
Definitely kind of a highlight of the day. Lee, it's been a lot of fun.
Yep, had a blast, man.
It's been a quick quick 10 days, but
Yep.
anyways, and and the weather was perfect. Really, we can't complain about the weather.
We walked some critters now.
Yeah, we did. We did. In perfect weather, and so anyways,
Looking forward to next year.
that's it for this trip. So we'll just
Go home, pack up, clear out the freezers, throw everything in the truck, and head home.
Yeah. Okay, a very appropriate product for this time of year, the buckwheat cover holes. For your trap cover, all of us are dealing with excessive rain, freezing, snow, thawing out, incredibly cold temperatures, and then incredibly warm temperatures. So we're kind of all over the place. Very difficult to keep traps working in this condition, in this type of weather. So the cover holes are a very good alternative trap cover. It's the chaff off of a buckwheat seed, which has kind of a natural wax to it. So even if they freeze together from dampness, they break apart very easily when an animal steps on them. Basically, you just cover your trap with these, sift some dry dirt on top to blend. You can use this cover holes straight up just like they are. They do look different than the surrounding ground. Some feel that maybe the coyotes may shy away from that. But the whole thing with that is it's keeping you going when maybe nothing else will. Certainly you can use peat moss as a cover as well. Wax dirt is probably one of the very best things to use for a trap cover, but most of us unfortunately don't get it made during the summer, or we've run out, or it's difficult to make this time of year because it's hard to find dry dirt to make it with. So this is one of the best choices for those of you that don't have wax dirt. We'll show you a little clip here that we did on a recent trip to Arkansas. In fact, it was a couple weeks ago. What had happened down there, the weather had been quite mild, and then we got a lot of rain, and it was like at least an inch of rain. So what that did, it made everything really, really saturated, and of course the sets needed to be remade. But behind that rain, it was going to get incredibly cold. So in fact, a couple days later, it was down to 12 degrees. So what we did is what we'll show you in this clip. Went through and got everything taken care of with this trap cover and blending dirt on top. When we pulled traps, the day that we pulled traps, the temperature varied anywhere from 12 to 16 degrees. So very, very cold, well below freezing. We had 0 traps that did not function. Every trap that we pulled, which was every trap that was set, functioned perfectly with using the cover holes. So, and that says a lot when you're talking about nearly 100 sets out. So, excellent choice for a trap cover for this time of year. All right, because of all the rain yesterday, at least this is not staying in the water, but what we're doing is we're catching the edge of the trap, pulling them out, and you can see that's just caked in mud in there. So we're dumping those out. And like I said, it's supposed to get pretty cold, so we're putting a little bit of a buffer down here with these cover holes. They got kind of a natural wax to them, so the trap won't freeze to the bed. We're just taking advantage of the mud and push that trap in there. We'll lift this up. Put a dry pan cover on. Then that wax paper also helps keep that loose jaw from freezing down. Cover with buckwheat hulls. And then we found some pretty dry dirt up on a mound. It is still damp, but we're doing some blending with that, just to give it a little more of a natural look. And then we'll kind of, I would say there's probably an inch of rain or better yesterday, so we're put more lure and urine down too. Little finicky feline. And a little bobcat urine. And that gets us up and going. Hopefully you'll take care of the next 3 days with the much colder weather coming in. Freshens the setup and ready to go. Okay, on this episode we pulled traps in Mississippi and we had our 10 check days. So Hoosier Trapper Outdoors has 16 episodes per season. We have 3 more episodes to go. For those remaining 3 episodes, we will have current footage from trapping trips that we have taken in this 2016-2017 season. So we're going to have everything from some muskrat trapping in Michigan, some snaring in South Dakota, and some trapline footage from Arkansas as well. So we've got that for the remaining 3 episodes, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the next 3 that we have to close out the season.
All right, guys, thanks for watching us. Hoosier Trapper Supply catalogs. You can pick one up here if you live local at the shop, and give us a call at 317-881-3075. Pick up a copy that way. Be glad to mail you one. Everything's free. You can get online at HoosierTrapperSupply.com and request one on there, or you can go ahead and print one, PDF file, clickable link right there on the home page. Can't miss it. So that way you can get anything and everything you would need for your trapping needs. And of course, we got our deer scent, and that's all you need to do. So hop on or give us a call.
Join us on February 3rd for an all-new episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors.